Hello and happy Friday, everyone. It's Friday, August 1st, 2025. Welcome to our weekly paper crafting live. I'm so happy to be here with all of you today. We're back to our regular non-Christmas intro. I'm a little sad, but this is definitely not the end of Christmas projects. Pretty much now to the end of the year, there's going to be some Christmas sprinkled in here and there. It's so good to see everybody. Oh, Donna says it's a gloomy day at the beach. Hi, Nikki. Hi, Monica and Amy and Susie. It's so good to see so many of you here. Hi, Patrice. Lisa, I hope that you are recovering well from your eye surgery, and I'm glad you can be here and we can keep you company. Hi, Kathleen and Margot. Oh my gosh, Teresa, Amy, Cheryl. So good to see so many of you here today. Welcome, welcome. It's a Friday Live with Nichol. Hooray, Wilma says, thank you so much. I am so happy to be here. So we have a lot to talk about today. The latest release from Simon Says Stamp went live yesterday called Happy Camper. We are going to be creating a card with products from that release in today's live, as well as mixing in some old stuff too. I'll have a little surprise alternate version that we're going to create a little bit later in today's live video. Next week's live is going to feature Pretty Pink Posh brand new release products, so I hope you will join me for next Friday's live as well. Mark your calendar, set an alarm for 1 p.m. Central Time for that. Let's see, Monica's die cutting Christmas. Hello. Hi, Karen. Karen, can I just say how delighted I am now that you can join us for Friday Lives again? Hi, Athena. Hi, Sandy. Hi, Michelle. Hi, Nadine and Debbie. Hi, Colleen. So, the other thing I want to talk about before we dive in, brand new live. Stay tuned for my YouTube channel because I'm going to have a little, just a little funny video for you guys. It's not a long project video yet, but I put a link, I pinned it at the top of the chat. The new Craft-A-Ween box from Spellbinders is now available on the Spellbinders website, as well as at some of your favorite retailers. I think Simon Says Stamp, they had it or they still have it, either one. I absolutely love this. You will be getting inspiration from me for all 13 of the days for this, starting August 19th. So on August 19th, I will be opening up day 1, showing you my project, and then each day through the end of August, I will be showing these. So this is what the box looks like. It's a little different than the advent calendar for Spellbinders in that there's like individual envelopes inside with the dies. It's really beautifully done. And there's even a couple of bonuses. There is a stamp set that coordinates with the dies and an embellishment little pack. So pick this up if you are a Halloween lover like I am. I'm having the best time creating my projects with this, and I cannot wait for August 19th to start showing you guys all of these. Okay, so that is my first thing. Move that out of the way. Hi, Libby. Let's see. Oh, Karen's hoping her box arrives tomorrow. Lovely. Nikki can't wait for Pretty Pink Posh. Their Halloween is the best. Nikki, yes, I 100% agree. Allison says it looks like so much fun. Donna ordered hers. Wonderful. You guys, it's so cute. And I will tell you, this won't shock anybody who's been here for a while. I am mixing and matching, pulling from past releases, past Halloween things, maybe some other goodies. I might show you a little sneak peek at the end, remind me, of the day 1 card, because on the back of the box and even on Spellbinder's website, you can see the day 1. So I don't feel terrible about giving you a little sneaky peek of my card. I'm not going to show the whole thing, but I'm having the best time mixing and matching and pulling from my stash of things to go with it. So that's a lot of fun. Let's see. Yay! Jenny says finally catching live. Fantastic. Let's see. Already have my Craft-A-Ween box and had to open it. She loves it. Oh my gosh, I love that so much. That is awesome. So let's talk about a couple of cards I've made with the Happy Camper release, and then let's talk about today's project. Today's project is all about some of my favorite go-to techniques. Something I do tend to get asked a lot is like, what are your go-to techniques? You know, sometimes when you have to fill out the questionnaires for teaching a class or just in general, I get asked those things. And I thought this is a great opportunity to maybe pull several of those into a video. Things that if I am struggling, I don't know what kind of card to make, I need a certain kind of card and I don't know what to do, I will turn to these techniques over and over again. And we're just going to combine a bunch of them in today's video. Let's see. Nice. Let's see. Marta, definitely have to order it now. Marta said, it's so cute. Leah ordered the Craftaween this morning. Donna can't wait to see my cards. I cannot wait either. And if you're in my Patreon, I will be sharing some sneak peeks there behind the paywall because they've asked us not to share them, you know, publicly or anything like that. So there will be a few sneak peeks coming that way if you're interested. Plus, they get early access to a lot of the things I create. Let's see. Oh, the other thing, I cannot believe I forgot, and I didn't even bring my cards in here. Hero Arts went live today. So there's a new Hero Arts release. It's all Halloween themed, super cute, very not the whimsical kind of cutesy Halloween, but I feel like it's a little bit more elegant Halloween. Spooky elegant, maybe. I absolutely love it. This layering stencils for the background, kind of to look like Halloween, you know, haunted mansion type of wallpaper were my favorite. So, so cute. Text background, Susie, you got it. Okay, let's talk about the cards I've already made with Happy Camper. There is a blog hop going on today, and there will be day 2 tomorrow for Simon Says Stamp. This is my card. There is a video tutorial on my YouTube channel showcasing this card and how I made it. It's a very quick video. I know some of my videos get kind of long. This one is very quick and easy, but the results are phenomenal. And we will be using quite a few of the same colors in one of our cards today because I just really love this color combo. But very pretty. The embossing folder, the dies, the sentiment, all of it are from the release, even the little sparkly embellishments. The product list isn't up, Nikki says. Oh no! Hold, please. Okay, thank you, Nikki, for letting me know. They should be up there now. Sorry for the big break in my video. All right, so thanks for looking at that card. Let's talk about this one now. I forgot to hit save, and apparently I must have exited out of there without hitting it, so I'm going to have to fix it up when we're done. Here is the other card I shared yesterday on Instagram and my blog. Let's see. Libby says, love the purple nails. Thank you, Libby. This is a super fun little hot dog themed card. I used one of my favorite older background stamp sets from Simon Says Stamp for this to look like a tablecloth. Oh no, is the video frozen? Monica says, there it is. Yay! I'm so glad that, let's see. It probably wasn't frozen, Margot. It's probably the fact that I had to fix something because the supply list wasn't showing up. So these are the two cards I have so far, both really heavily into die cuts. We're going to also do heavily into die cuts today too, with some of my other favorite stamping things. So these two cards are on my blog or on my YouTube channel. Dixie says that looks delicious. Isn't it so fun? What I also loved, real quick before we move on to today's card, I think this would be a great guy card. Just really, I mean, it would work for anybody, and it's really cute. But sometimes there's like a lack of some really great guy product, and I could see my boys really thinking this was funny. Not only the design and the images, but the sentiments are really clever. Let's see. Perfect background, Lisa said. Yay! Valerie says the hot dog is so cute. Okay, today, let's talk about what we're using. These are not new products, but we are going to be using these two backgrounds. We're going to do a tone-on-tone background, which is one of my all-time favorite kind of go-to techniques just in general, because I typically don't like my background to be super busy. We have a text background because you guys know me, I have to have a text background. My other go-to are a nesting frame of some sort. We're going to use the new modern teardrops here. I am missing the two that we're using, and I'll show you those here in a minute, because this is one of my favorite ways to use nesting dies, especially a decorative one, and I'll be showing that. The sentiment stamp set we're using today is going to be this really beautiful U stamp set. It's a nice little stamp set, so it's going to be at a good price point, and it's going to be a mix and match. And I think it has kind of a sentiment for all kinds of different occasions and themes and all that good stuff. And we are going to be stamping this on acetate to do an acetate overlay. And it's one of my go-to favorite things because it allows you to have a lot going on your card, but still have your sentiment prominent. Love the nesting dies, Cheryl says. Yes. The new fun Birdie from the Happy Camper release is absolutely adorable. I love this little chubby birdie. So we're going to be featuring him or her. We're going to use this beautiful branch die. I did use the flowers from this in my card that is in my edited video up on my channel today. I think we're going to incorporate a little bit of the Fantasy Bouquet, which was the prominent design here. We'll see. I did die cut it. We'll see if we end up using it or not. And that is really it for the first card. So let's go ahead and dive in to that one. And then when we get this one done, we're going to talk about how we can take the same style and adjust it for a holiday card. Yay! All right, so let's talk about building this background first. I'm using my favorite little craft stacks from Spellbinders to hold all of my pieces. Madge, I don't know about, I'm sure that it's probably going to be one of those things since it's a new thing. I hope that they added a few more, but I don't know if they're going to be able to keep adding them if it sells out. Why, yes, I'm a stellar human, Susie said. That's funny. Okay, so I have taken 2 sizes of this modern teardrop. We're going to die cut the first one. Actually, we're going to stamp this background first. I lied. And then we're going to die cut it, which is going to be a pill for the other one. That's neither here nor there. But we're going to stamp this, and then we're going to die cut. And I want this one, the darker color of cardstock, to be on the front, so we're going to use the bigger die for that one. So let's just save that for just one moment. And I'll show when we get to my second card today. If you did what like I did here, and you need to stamp it after you've die cut, I'll show you both ways. Love the craft boxes, use them all the time. Nice. Okay, so this is the I think it's the Pepita background. And it is a clear background stamp. So I'm going to peel it off here. And I believe this came out around Easter, maybe? I don't know. But because we're going to be doing a landscape style card, I'm going to tip it this way and make sure it's covering the whole thing. We're going to pick it up. And one moment, everybody. Here, look at these really quick. I have to check on something in my house. I'm so sorry. Okay, so we are going to take some raindrop ink and we're going to cover this stamp. Your internet blew out. Oh no, Nicola. Jennifer says you made it look like a Chicago dog. I tried. I loved all the dies for this. Hello, Michelle. Hi. Let's see. Rochelle says I had to order that hot dog set today. It is so much fun. Carol loves Birdie dies. Yes. And I want to make sure I'm getting this covered really well. Did you guys see, if you were asking about the cookie, gingerbread, and cocoa inks, the positively saturated inks from Simon Says Stamp, they have cubes for them now, as well as the rhubarb, apple, and cranberry colors. So the reds and the browns. If you are looking for the cubes, now is a great time to buy them. We are going to use them in today's video. And we're doing that tone-on-tone stamping. We're just going to make sure that we have a good impression. That looks pretty good. Okay. And it will dry a little bit lighter than what it is here. So I'm not too worried about that. Let me clean up my stamp because we are going to use this again. And we're going to clean this all up. Let me get a little bit more. So what is everybody working on today? Do you have big weekend plans, crafting plans, or otherwise? Anybody prepping for back to school? We're going to leave this in here. In fact, so that I can put this away without giving too much away, let's go ahead and stamp our other background because I actually want to use it for this card too. It's just in a different colorway. Let me see if I can grab it. There we go. And I think it makes sense to go ahead and do this right now. So we are going to do this really beautiful cosmic color cardstock next. And because I've already die cut this, I'm just going to inlay this in here. Let's make sure that's fully covered. And it looks like it is. Gift card tags for Christmas is what Rochelle is making. Organizing floss is what Lisa's doing. Making cupcake birthday card, Carol said. Nice. I'm at an Airbnb for the weekend working on memory keeping in a junk journal. Michelle, that sounds so fun. So we're using the night color of ink here to do our stamping on this. Athena, right at the moment, making sauce for the smash burgers for tonight's dinner. Nice, but she's going to craft later. Playing with, let's see, Here in southern Germany, the summer's break only started this week, so kids at home for 6 weeks. Uh-oh. Well, it can be good or bad, depending. Maybe it's good at first, but then at the end you're like, oh, ready for them to go back. Okay. If you don't have the darker color, can you use Versamark? Carol, you totally can. Yes. That is a great question. Doing yard work and cleaning craft room is what Patrice is doing. Making a Lori Holt project bag. Oh, fun, April. Okay, that looks good. Okay, perfect. We'll just set this guy aside. That will be for the next card. We'll do a little cleanup. Doing all the above, Leah said. Stitching, organizing, getting kids ready to go back to school. All of the things. Yes, I've heard that the stores are crazy playing with towels and wine bag. Oh, fun. Halfway through Craft-A-Ween cards, finishing them this weekend. Oh, nice. Some of you are always so far ahead. I'm always so impressed. Okay. I have to clean as I go today because we have to use... Nicola says she agrees, Nicole. It's good and bad. Yes, it always is. We have to clean as we go is what I was starting to say because I'm using this a few times. So might as well just clean it up. All right, let's set this aside. Almost done cleaning craft room, Mandy. That is fantastic. Okay, Frank is on alert. High alert. Now we're going to die cut this, and we are going to die cut it before I do the text because I'm actually not going to do the text all over the whole thing. We're going to take the larger of the two modern teardrops, and I'm simply going to line this up. I think I will use a couple of pieces of tape because I'm reusing tape I've already used, and I'm going to run both of these through my die cut machine. So let's do the first one. And we are going to save the inside piece and the outside for this. And I don't know that I want to use this because I might transfer. Let's grab another piece. Monica is telling Mandy that she can come clean her room. I think you could come clean a lot of our rooms. That would be great. It would probably be a lot more fun cleaning with a friend. Although you'd probably get distracted. Oh, I got ink everywhere. Making cards since laid up with a broken toes and fractured foot. Oh no, Tanya, I'm so sorry. Hopefully you can heal up quickly. Lisa says, I wish I could keep up with all you do. Well, sometimes I think I might be a little bit crazy, but that's okay. All right, so I'm going to save this cardstock. It's great, big piece. I could use it as is or for another project. So now that we have our frame built, here is what our frame is going to look like, which I love. And I do want to keep this background piece because I want the inside of my card to also have that seamless look. I want it just broken up by that contrast of that other layer. So we're going to take our teardrop dies and just move those for a minute. And we're going to go back to our Misty and grab our background stamp. Love to watch you clean up. I really don't think you would. And here's why you don't want to watch me clean up. I get distracted by my things. I am that meme that you see out there of the person who starts cleaning and then is sitting with, pretend like the closet one, where you start cleaning out your closet and then you end up wearing all the stuff and just sitting on the floor in the pile of all your stuff. That has been me in my craft room, sitting in a pile of stuff, dreaming of all the things I can make with the things I've found. I'm horrible at cleaning my room because invariably find things I want to make while I'm cleaning. Anyone else? Let me know. Let's see. So here comes my favorite, my white pigment ink text. And because we've die cut, I only want it to be on my inside. I'm just going to put this in here, and I'm going to, I'm going to have to take out this mat and replace it with a skinny one. I always forget if it's a cling stamp. So we're just going to start this over again. And we're just going to pop this in here. Oh, my stamp is not picking up very good. Is it dirty or what? All right. Let's make sure this is as straight as possible. And apparently I'm going to break out a new white. Let's see, are you going to make, Nikki says, are you going to make a card with the new Tim Holtz? I don't actually have those dies, so probably not. I'm going to ink up my text background here. I do have a Tim Holtz Halloween project coming. Well, several of them. One from paper. Several from paper, but it's not with the die, those particular dies. Karen says she squirrels too much while attempting to clean. Yes, I have to be very careful. Okay, so there's my white text. Don't worry, it will fade a bit. But it's going to give us a fun little layered effect inside. And in fact, while we're doing this, again, because I am going to need my Misty, I could have got another Misty out, but we're not going to. We're going to go ahead and do, oops, we're not using this background though. Never mind. Never mind, we'll work on that when we get there. We're going to move that. And we're going to put this back in for now. I don't think we actually need to take it out again. And we're going to work on some of the embellishments that are going to go inside our card. So let's talk about what we're putting inside. Plus, we have our acetate layer, which is going to go behind here. But I'm not ready to stamp that quite yet because depending on where our images go, that's going to determine where we're going to stamp our greeting. I love this branch. So I want my branch kind of coming in from this left side. And I think I want it a little bit lower than this. And then we're going to have our birdie tucked in here. And I think we're going to try to tuck in some florals. Kind of like so. Okay. Once you kind of determine where everything is going to go, we're going to do a little inking. And I'm going to start with this same raindrop ink that I used for my tone-on-tone stamping. Oh, Karen, thank you. You're so nice. So I'm going to take the detail blending brush and ink it up with my raindrop ink. And I just want to add a little color to my greenery. And this particular shade of cardstock is a Concord and Ninth called, I believe it's called Grasshopper. I love this green. It really reminds me of the Hero Arts Pesto, which is another favorite. But I like that it's nice and light enough so that we can really add in some great inking on top. And this is going to give our die cuts a much more interesting, less flat look. Okay, I like it. So there is our cute little branch. And I'm going to just lay that there. We're not going to glue it down quite yet. I'm going to do a little inking here as well. And maybe even a little further down here. Kind of combining. I wanted this card to have a little bit of florals added to it. Okay, I think I like that. And I'm going to be careful with where I decide to add my glue. Hi, Donna! Michelle loves the leafery. I like that word. That's fun. Oh, nice. Donna ordered the Bouquet wafer die. She liked that one. Yes. Fun fact, I didn't have the right silver shiny cardstock for my Christmas star. So I used the silver cream cheese package and cut from there. And she repurposed. Oh my gosh, Monica, that's brilliant. So smart. What a great tip. Definitely repurpose or reuse when you can. That's a great, great tip. Okay, so this is coming in kind of here. I only put glue down that main section. That's going to allow me to kind of tuck and build this scene. So scene building is another one of my favorite go-to techniques. Often, if I'm not exactly sure kind of like what do I want to create, I will revert to a scene builder of some sort. Okay, before we add flowers, because the birdie is the focal point of this card, we want to work on building that little bird. And getting him positioned right where we want him to go before we do too much else. So for him, there are a lot of little parts and pieces. I've cut him from several shades of brown cardstock here. We've got Fawn Spellbinders cardstock, Truffle Spellbinders cardstock. I believe this is Terracotta Spellbinders, and then this is Caramel from Simon Says Stamp. And I love it. It's more about the color for me than a particular brand. We're going to take a little gingerbread ink, and we are going to add a little bit of shading to our birdie. And this is one of the new ink cubes available from Simon Says Stamp for their Happy Camper release. There we go. And we're going to also use this for our wing. Just blend in a little color. And then we're going to use our cocoa color. He's a chunky little dude, Susie said. Yes. Sandy says, do you have a story? No, not really. I mean, yes, probably. Because I'm imagining him sitting in this little tree. So yes, Sandy's right. I usually do have a little story about this. My story more is from the second card. This was the first card I came up with. But then the second card, there was less of a story. But that one tells the story of this one, which you'll see here in a minute. Because I was trying to think, how can I showcase products that aren't necessarily seasonal specific for another season. So we're going to place the little beak back behind here, and I'm not worried about the eye. We're going to replace that with a gem here after a bit. We're going to place the layering piece here on the head. I have got inky, inky, inky fingers today. go. I'm going to put a little glue here. He's coming to life. Look how cute that little chunky guy is. So fun. Are you allowed to give us sneak announcements and tell us if Pretty Pink Pasha's release will be Halloween or not? Think it is. Yes, it is. It is, it is. It is that time of year where we're going to start seeing the Halloween before everybody goes all in on Christmas. All right. Now he'll be cuter once we can add in his little eye, I think. But let's just pop him here for a minute and see if we want to leave him here. Now, I loved the flowers that I made for this card so much that I'm going to make them again. Hello. My secret to flawless is reusing my same techniques. And if I can encourage anyone, when you find things that work for you, reuse them. There is no rule that you have to come up with something brand new every single time. Reuse the things that you know and love. For me, tone on tone, text, shading die cuts, die cut scene cards. White splatter is another one. I think I was actually going to use it. We're not going to put our bird on yet because I'm going to do that first. Stamping on acetate. All of those things are my go-tos. So if I can encourage you, whatever your go-tos, when you find something you love to do, find ways to incorporate it into your cards. We're going to use a little bit of the apple cube. And I love using red on yellow. Obviously, it's going to make us that orange color. But I love this. This is the honey cardstock from Simon Says Stamp. And as this dries, it gives you even more of that kind of burnt orangey vibe, which I love. And starting with a color cardstock, I know I say this all the time, it makes your blending job so much easier than starting from scratch and white. Hoping I can go busters on my Let It Stitch project to start Halloween Quaker. Ooh, fun, fun, fun. I love that. All right. Let's go ahead and glue our flowers together. And then we're going to see about maybe adding a little white spatter before we add our birdie, because I really, really don't want to, I don't want it to get somewhere I don't like. So what we're going to do, let's glue this in place. I'm going to get my spatter box out. Simon Says Stamp has a new splatter product that is very nice because it doesn't require extra water to get it to move. And I'll show you that. So let's see. It's called Splatter Medium, Positively Perfect White. And we're just going to plop our background in here. And see how can you see how liquidy it is? So it's very, very liquidy. Usually I have to add water to anything I use. I really like that I don't have to for this. And I don't really want to go overboard with this today. We're just going to add a little bit. I don't mind a little on my leaves. And I think that's probably good. We'll save it and use it here in a minute as well. But it's going to be great for like your starry skies, your distress, your falling snow backgrounds, all of that good stuff. Should have done that first so that could have been drying, but I didn't. Love the ink on the yellow cardstock. Thank you, Leah. Okay, so while I'm waiting for this to dry for a minute, we are going to, I think I can carefully glue my flowers in place here, and then we'll do a little more inking too. And if you can use your tweezers, that really helps keep your fingers out of everything. Tweezers are my favorite craft tool, I'm pretty sure. I love how those look on there because they kind of have that peachy vibe to them. And then he's going to get tucked in there. So cute. I bet we could go ahead and glue him down now. And I want my little birdie to be looking like he's kind of sitting in here. So we're going to tuck him slightly under that greenery or that leaf. Oops, maybe have that go on top. There we go. Kind of like so. There we go. I fuss with it a lot. Let's see, what did Madge say? I missed it. Oh, nice! She submitted one of her cards to a county fair. Congratulations, and you won a blue ribbon. That is amazing. I'm so happy for you. Okay, we're going to use apple and cranberry inks. This is exactly like my video, my edited video, but I really liked these colors together. So again, I will reuse things, even if I'm creating a different card. There's no rule saying you have to pick other colors. Even if you're using maybe some different product or whatever the case may be. Let's take a little cranberry. I'm probably not going to do as many flowers. I say that. Maybe I should just ink them all and we'll see what happens. I did cranberry on the crimson cardstock and I'm doing apple on the princess cardstock. Both of these cardstock colors are from Simon Says Stamp. There we go. All right. So what I want to do with these now is we're going to tuck these into our little scene. Hello, little Lane Crafts with Rachel. You're fine. Well, I'm kind of having a slow-ish day. Not on purpose either, everybody. Just a slow day. I don't think we want more greenery. I have it, but I don't think we want it. I think I'll add one more little flower here. Kind of like that. And I think we'll save these. I don't really want this to be overwhelming flowers. Okay, and then my little flower centers are the honey color, and you can take any blending brush. I'm actually just using my red one to give a little shading to them. You could also take the brown. I think that's what I did on my other card, but just want to have a little shading to those centers so they're not quite so flat. Karen, I know. When I pulled out the bird, I was like, oh, I don't know. But Karen, you don't mind the little cutesy ones, right? It's just the realistic. And both cards today. Should I have had a warning at the beginning? Saying warning, if you don't like birds, not today. Okay. Here is our little scene so far. Now let's grab a pearl for the eye. And I'm actually out of all my black ones and I haven't ordered, but somebody in Patreon so nicely said, oh my gosh, just color it with your alcohol ink marker, which I always forget, so I could do, but I also have these espresso ones that I think I'm going to try the brown. If I don't like it, I'll color it. Love, love, love the bird. Gotta have him, Tanya says. You know what? There are so many cute ones. They keep adding so many really cute little fun little birdies to their collection. Well, come here. Flip over the right way, you little booger. There we go. Okay, so I added a little eye. Ignore the glue. It will dry clear. I think that looks really cute. So let's talk about our sentiments. Actually, let's talk about putting these back away so I don't spill them, as I am prone to do. My white pigment ink is starting to fade a little bit. It will fade even more. Pigment ink does take a little longer to dry. And I've got an acetate sheet here cut to A2 sized. And what we're going to be doing is popping this up over the background. And I really think we actually could have added even more flowers, maybe even more greenery, now that I'm looking at this with my frame. So let's see if we do want to add anything else. I think maybe some extra greenery right here. Oh, I think that would look good, don't you? Yes. Okay, we're going to do that before we attach anything. And I think my sentiment needs to go down below the bird. So I always just kind of like to double check where I think I want that to go. And we want to use a solvent ink. I like to use the StazOn either black or white ink. We're going to use cotton white. That's my favorite. And I'm just going to line these up here in my MISTI. Actually, I lie. I need to use this as my guide. I think right about there. Okay. Some of my background is still drying. We're going to line up the word U from our stamp set. I love the frame, Monica says. Thank you so much, Livy. Thank you. And I really want to get that as straight as possible. We're going to stamp the sentiments separately. So that I can get them a lot closer together. Oh, Michelle, thank you. That's so nice of you to say. So we're going to pick that up. And I am using the white StazOn ink. And we're going to just stamp that right there. And I'm going to clean that up. Okay, question, Mandy says, does the splatter ink come off the brush easily? Yes, it does. It comes off the brush even easier if you clean your brush right away. I'm horrible about not cleaning it right away. So my brush is super stained. I only use that particular one for splatter. So keep that in mind, that you probably take nicer care of your brush than I do of mine. That I shouldn't probably admit that. Sometimes I walk away from my splatter box, leaving the brush in there for days on end. You are my favorite is what we're stamping on this one. All right. Let's go ahead and see how this looks. It never looks good. Oh, it actually looks better on camera than it looks when I'm looking at this with the studio lights. And there is how our bright white is going to look over the top of this. Okay, So I've decided that we can definitely add a little bit more into this card. So let's do that before we put the frame in place and start working on card number 2. And I do want to add a little touch of shading. We want this to match. This little leafy piece is from that Fantasy Bouquet, the same one that the larger flower comes from. And mix and match. You might already have beautiful florals, birds, all that kind of stuff in your stash. It's not necessarily so much the products today. It's more about hopefully showing inspiration for things that you might already own or similar products that you own. Maybe you do want to pick up 1 or 2 new things, but definitely go back. I've used 2 backgrounds that I already owned. Any kind of decorative frame is going to be great here. I'm a big fan of utilizing what we have or incorporating it into those new things as well. Okay, I like that. I like those extra little flowers. I don't have flower centers, so let me die cut a couple more. I didn't think I was going to use this many. Are you cleaning the stays on off? Karen, yes, I am. I do clean the stays on off because it's a booger to get off later. You can. You may have to scrub really hard, but I cleaned it off. In fact, let's put our stamps away, or I might lose those. And I'm just going to run my die through here really quick. You can always make magic with color combinations. I never think, oh, you always do. Well, thank you. I do like challenging myself at times to use colors that I normally wouldn't. And then oftentimes I do find myself going back to that color combination then, especially if I find one that I love. I will revisit it often. Again, there's no sense in, coming up with something new if you find something that works. Or ride it out until you're tired of it. We definitely want to add those little flower centers. I've missed a lot and will rewatch, but just wanted to tell you how darling this is. Darcel, thank you. And you absolutely can continue watching now if you want to, and then go back and rewatch. I'm actually going to make another card, very similar, but we're going to make another card using a lot of the same products. But we're going to dive in to maybe some of those things that you already own, or something similar. Okay, next, before we put our frame down, I do want to do a little embellishing. This is the Star Bright Embellishment little kit here. And they're these adorable little sequins. I do want to add a few of these. I really like them in my flower centers. I like a little sparkle. We're going to be popping all of this up with foam, so I think we're going to be good. And Darcel says, oh good, I'm here for it. Perfect. Yes. And then you can always go back and rewatch if you'd like to. I definitely appreciate it. I appreciate everyone who watches on replay later on if you can't catch live. I know my last couple of lives have been a little on the shorter side, so today's probably a little longer. Had a little more time today, and I wanted to make more than one card. These little boogers, though, I'm going to use this tool instead. There we go. I should have been using this one to begin with. Oh, I like those little sparkles. Let's do maybe a couple more. All the little sparklies, all the little finishing embellishments are what really sets the projects apart, I think. And it doesn't have to be over the top. It can be simple. Okay. Here is how that inside little panel is going to look. How pretty is that? So what we're going to do is we're going to now take our card base and our layers and put it all together. Zoe loves longer lives. Hi, Zoe. I'm so glad to see you here. It would help if I got the card base out, though. All right, so we're going to take these first. We're going to just set that aside for a minute, and we're going to glue one to the other. Now, I love using the acetate even if you're not doing a shaker. We're not doing a shaker today, but acetate doesn't have to only be for shaker cards. This is one of my absolute favorite ways to use it because it allows you to have that wonderful overlay with your text, and it's not covering up anything with a big white or colorful outline over your card. So let's see. I don't know if I stamped that exactly straight, so let's try to make it straight on here. I can always trim it up a little bit if I need to. Let's see if I think that looks good. I do. Oh, cute. Okay. I'm going to go around the edges. I had to tilt my acetate just a tad because there was some quality control issues. Livy, I love that. Oh, thank you, Yvonne. Script background is my favorite, is what Monica said. Yes, the script background is good. Okay, so I am going to take this double, how about, it is double-sided, foam adhesive, and we're going to go around all four sides. Like so. And you don't have to, I mean, it kind of does end up maybe butting up next to each other. If you want to make it a shaker, you can. But I'm not near as worried as I would be if I was putting a shaker material in here. And we're just going to peel off the background. Kimberly says, love when she can catch a live. I'm so glad you're here today. All right. And then I am going to, I need to use my bone folder real quick. Flatten this out. There we go. I'm actually just going to eyeball this. And I'm not, as long as I get it in the center, it should be covered. I probably could have done this before I put the acetate in, but it's a nice big background. And because we have that little frame layer that we made, we have about 1/4 of an inch. So if it's not exactly straight, we're still not going to see a big, wide, bright white border. And then we're just going to pop this right over the top. And it's like a little window scene card. So pretty. And I like that my text is not all over. I like that we have that Pepita decorative kind of argyle background here. And we have it in the back of our card as well, but we have the white text over that portion. To me, it makes the frame look a little bit cleaner, and it really focuses in on the cute little scene going on inside of our card. So that is the first version I wanted to share with you guys. And everyone, did you catch that? Libby's birthday is this month. So if you want to send Libby a card. Okay, so I promised version number 2. It is based on version number 1, but I wanted to show that, let's say you love that chubby little bird, but you're thinking, oh my goodness, wouldn't it be fun? Remember, we have this already. If we could take this and make it work for another season. And so I thought, well, let's see what I have in my stash. Let's pull a lot of the same product, but let's try to make it holiday themed. I know it's not Christmas in July anymore, but I'm not ready to let it go. So we are actually going to do this beautiful bright blue frame. I've die cut a white border for this one. And I have my same little chubby bird that we're going to create, but instead of this, more summery branch, I pulled out a hollyberry branch. We're going to add lots of reds, obviously, to this. We got some little berries and all of that good stuff that we're going to add to this. So it's going to have a lot of red. And the chubby bird is super cute. But wouldn't he be cute if he has a little Santa hat? So here I'm going to show you everything I pulled and the few changes that we're going to make this a holiday card. So the branch I pulled is the Fresh Holly Sprig. This either came out last year or the year before from Simon Says Stamp. Absolutely love this one. And then the little Santa hat, it was a happy accident. I went through my whole stash looking for the perfect hat to fit on our chubby little bird. And this Village Snowman hat worked perfectly. So that's where the hat comes from. Then our new supplies from this Happy Camper release. Yes, the white Christmas text. And yes, I know this is sold out. It is on pre-order at Simon Says Stamp. It was part of Kathy Zielski's class, but we are going to use that for the background, of course, for this card. And then we're going to use one of the Making Spirits Bright greetings on the window. So let's go ahead and make this version. Donna says it's going to look great. Yay! Oh, thank you guys. I'm so glad you're excited about this. When I discovered that the little hat fit, I was thrilled. So let's stamp our background first. I'm always excited when I can make multiple cards, different but similar. Libby, I say claim the whole month. I am claiming my whole month too. Madge says that hat is bringing it. Madge, to me, it was really cute with the holly branch. I mean, that was definitely, perfect for holiday, but I just felt he needed accessorized to really make it work. And that hat was perfect. So if I can encourage you of anything, shop your stash, look what you have. Like if you pick up the chubby bird, see what you have in your stash that might work. I bet there's like little witch hats and stuff. I thought about going all in, but I knew that this would probably take enough time that 2 cards was plenty today. But you can definitely do more of a fall branch if you wanted to. I think that would be super cute. Okay, there's our background. Tanya's making a Christmas card right now. Cheryl says this is her birthday month too, and she claims it as well. I love that. Nicola's birthday is in Stamptember, and that explains a lot. I love it. Look, Karen and I both are celebrating special birthdays this year, and I'm all with her that we can just buy what we want all year long. I don't know, Karen, that's at least that's been my rule. I'm like, oh, I want that. Well, I should have it. I'm claiming the whole year. That explains a lot about me too. Okay. So we are going to take our background and let's start building our branch just like we did before. For this one, I am not going to do more than just this branch because we do have some little brown branches and stuff. And we're going to go in same color, same raindrop color to blend, same base color for our branch. It's that grasshopper color from Concord and Ninth. But we want to have a little shading, add a little interest. Nicholas says, when is your birthday? November. I still have a little bit till my birthday. It's kind of after the craziness of Stamptember, and really October is like recovery month, although I'm getting to teach some virtual events in October, which I'm excited about. Have you guys signed up for the Pink and Main? I do have a link down in my description box. If you're interested, I'm teaching a class for their first virtual event. I'm so excited about it. The products you get when you in the kit are really cute. So fun. Let's see. Marie says, I'm making cards, inky and painty and shiny fingers. Yes. I'm in good company then, because my fingers are a inky mess. So I am going to, again, be very creative with my glue application. Just trying to keep it here on, well... Oh my gosh! Lorraine is 70 today! Happy birthday, Lorraine! That is awesome! Everybody, please wish Lorraine in the chat a happy birthday. Fun fact, one of my grandmothers was named Lorraine. All right. There we go. I am an inky mess today, goodness. Livy says, so excited for the Pink and Main event. Me too, Livy. It's going to be so awesome. Libby's going to be teaching too. Thank you guys so much for wishing Lorraine a happy birthday. That's always exciting if you're in the chat on your big day. That's so fun. Now, I didn't add shading to these little sprigs. And that is because we're going to be adding little berries to these. I don't really think we need to. I think I'm actually going to put it right here. There we go. I never know where I'm going to put things. Little Birdie is going to sit right there. Yes. Okay, that's going to be good. All right. I am going to, let's go ahead and grab our gingerbread ink. And I am going to add a little shading with a brown ink to my berries. I think it's going to work a lot better than the red. It'll be a little bit showier. Just deepen and darken them a little bit. That was probably a little too much, but we're going to go with it. Oh, you guys are so sweet, wishing Lorraine a happy birthday. I hope you're doing just what you want to do today, Lorraine. As you should. A little bit of inking. I'm pretty excited to get to the little birdie. I'm trying to do everything else first, saving kind of that favorite part for last. We are going to add some snow to this as soon as we get our berries. I want there to be a little bit of snow on all the greenery, so I'm waiting until I get this down, and then we'll spatter it up and then work on our birdie while it's hopefully drying. There we go. Just ordered the chubby little bird. He is too cute to pass up, Bonnie said. Oh my gosh, that's so fun. Hello, Becky from Texas. All right. So let me just move this here for a minute. And we're going to go back to our spatter box. We're going to grab our great, positively perfect white splatter medium. And it is fantastic. It does move really easily. So it's very liquidy. And we are going to add snow. So this is where I was saying it is going to be perfect for all of our Christmas projects. Even though, I mean, obviously I used it for the first card. I always love a good little bit of distress. But we're going to go heavy with it here. Because our little bird's sitting out in this little snowy wonderland. So there's my story, Sandy. And I'm sticking to it. Okay, that looks pretty good. Oh, you know what else, though? Those berries didn't really get a whole lot. I'm going to tap off some of the bigger droplets, and then let's go back and... There we go. That's good. Question for your glass mat. Did you get a design on the edge or plain? I got the plain one. I just felt like for videos, the plain was going to be a little easier, but definitely get whatever you want. If you're not doing video and it's not going to be a distraction, I would say buy whichever one you want. You can't go wrong. But mine is the plain white. Okay. We're going to set that aside. Let's make our little birdie and his little Santa hat. All right. Going to ink him up here. A cardinal would be adorable as well, but I really wanted to show how you can take anything from any release. It doesn't have to be Christmas. And you can turn it into Christmas just with the addition of your sentiments, maybe your background, maybe just like I did a change with the little branch, all of those things. Sandy loves the stories. I know you do. Thank you, Sandy. Almost forgot to tune in, Diana said. Well, I'm glad you did. We're doing a live today. I did 2 cards. We're in the midst of the second one. We're taking a little bit of that cocoa color. And again, if you are a huge fan of the cube inks from Simon Says Stamp, and you were wanting them to bring, I know that several of you have told me that you've been eagerly awaiting these 2 color combos in the cubes. These are out now. So I would grab them. This is my favorite brown color combo. I absolutely love that one. I love it in the big pads too, but if space is limited or you just prefer the cubes, these are wonderful. All right, I'm actually think I'm gonna go ahead and take my brown and do a little shading on our little Santa hat. Just using a real light hand though. There we go. And let's put together our birdie. I'm going to put a little glue here on the back. And then pop the little beak in place. Darcel's starting Christmas cards this weekend, and this is inspiring. Oh, thank you so much. And way to go on getting a head start. I love that. See, I don't know if I got that super straight. Let's make sure. All right. Gonna layer on a little, build all of our pieces for our cute little bird first. And then we'll adorn him with his little Santa hat. Tanya says that's her favorite color combination of their ink. Same. Actually, both of them. The reds and the browns. I like all different colors, obviously, for different things, but I have found myself reaching for these and the big ink pads over and over, so I'm really excited now that they're in the cubes. All right, we're going to add our little layering pieces for our hat, starting with the little brim. Definitely check out any of your Christmas sets that you have that might have fun little scarves or hats, top hats, all of that kind of thing. You can definitely try to put them on some of your other images to make them into Christmas images. I think that's a really fun way to make the most of what you already own. Oh my gosh, Mandy has 28 Christmas cards done. That is amazing. Danae, how late am I? You're a little late, Danae, but that's okay. We don't mind. So we're just going to pop that little hat on. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. Oh my gosh, my inky finger. Well, hopefully that's not too... Hold please, I gotta clean up my fingers. It's too bad. Cream, orange, teal, yellow are your favorite color combination. Ooh, I love that. Josie, will there be any hints on the cards and classes for the October class? Libby, I don't know. Is there going to be any hints or sneak peeks? If Libby's still here, we'll see what she says. I am just an inky mess today. What is going on? All right, I do need an eye. And there we go. We've come to the part of the program where I start making a mess. Maybe not so much for you guys, but I'm seeing what I have to clean up now, and it's not looking good. There we go. And now we want to tuck our little birdie in here and put a little glue. And I also want to add some sparkle to this as well. Okay, Libby says yes. She thinks that they'll have a peek early next week, but she's promising it is good. I'm promising it's good as well, you guys. And and she says she knows that Nichol will make magic. Well, thank you, Libby. But you guys, it really is a very, very cute kit. So stay tuned for Pink and Main, and especially stay tuned next week because it sounds like there's going to likely be some kit sneak peeks. That is exciting. Oh my gosh, you guys, look how cute our little birdie is. Ignore that white glue on his eye. It'll dry clear. I love it. Okay, so now let's add some little sparkly gems in our background. I mean, we have to. Have to. See if I can find him with all the white splatter and the glue. I think we're going to do a little sparkle on his hat to kind of hide the fact that I made a smudge. Anyone else have to be creative? Libby loves the blue background. Thank you so much, Libby. And that is something else. Thank you for that. That reminds me of something I wanted to say. If you have not tried a bold color background, a nice deep dark blue like this, a black, a dark gray, even a dark teal, I encourage you to give it a try because it really does make your backgrounds look a lot different than a lighter background. There's not a right or wrong, but it is a really fun and a really great way to make your die cuts or stamped images pop. So if you haven't tried it, I encourage you to give it a try and see what you think. Add a couple more. And then we will work on our sentiment here. I love the sentiments from the Making Spirits Bright stamp set. That also was part of Kathy Zielski's class on Simon Says Stamps channel last Friday. So if you partook in that and if you bought the class kit, you have that already. It is going to get used over and over this year. I absolutely love the size and the scale and the font of the stamps in that. Okay, I think that's good. I'm going to move that out of the way so I don't dump it. Let's go ahead. Let's see. We're going to glue this, and I did pull in a white cardstock for my layering piece for this frame because I really thought it would set off the snowy holiday vibe. Look how pretty that is. It really picks up on our white splatter and white text. And let's just go ahead and glue this down, and then we'll stamp it. Laura says she shies away from dark backgrounds, but she always admires them when she's looking at them online. They're very fun. I used to shy away from them as well, but I have found myself really being drawn to them. I really hope, oh yeah, that's totally going to get on my card. I have to do some more cleanup. We do not want to make our acetate messy. There we go. Glad I caught that, or you guys might have heard bad words. I'm just going to pop this here. I think I really like that Joy to the World. I also really like Holiday Joy. Let's try this Joy to the World and see what we think. If I do that there, I also think we might incorporate, oh, I like this little piece on earth underneath it. Okay, we're also going to incorporate some of these little stars too. So I'll just leave it there. Let's try to get that as centered as possible. I like that. All right, we're going to take our white stays on. Oh, Donna, you're so sweet. Thank you so much. Nancy says, this morning I saw your creations with the peacock cardstock and immediately pulled out. Oh, that's awesome. She picked a couple of embossing folders to try that technique. So beautiful. Nancy, I love that. Thank you for sharing. That is exactly what I hope I can inspire you to do. You don't always have to have exactly what I show, so I love that. Okay, so there's our little Joy to the World. Oh my gosh, you guys, this is going to look so pretty, I think. I'm really excited to see how this one looks. I was pretty excited about that Santa hat, not gonna lie. And that he works on our cute little bird. Okay, we're going to do the greeting. And we're also going to add some little stars. And we're going to do all of these at the same time. It doesn't just have to be text on your little acetate window. Oops, I missed one. Stunning with these jewel tones, Danae said. Thank you so much, Danae. We about, oh, I don't know if that's straight. We about have our cards done for today. All right, let's see what this looks like and see if I think we need anything else. And of course it's just stuck. The only bummer is the acetate totally sticks to the matte in the Misty. But at least I'm not worried that it's going anywhere. Oh, that's so cute. I love those little white stars. Look at that text on this. Doesn't that just look so elegant? Let me put my white ink pad away before that dries out. And let's finish up this card. I know I got a card base out, but what do you suppose? Oh, there it is. I've been lurking in the background. Joyce says, amazing cards. Thank you so much. And lurk away. Karen says, question, do you just use water to clean off the stays on off your stamp? No, I use rubbing alcohol. It works. It's a lot quicker and effective. I just use a microfiber cloth and some rubbing alcohol. Or stays on cleaner works as well. But usually I just use rubbing alcohol. So we're again going to put our panel on the background of or on our card base, pardon. And I don't have to, as long as it's eyeballed center, we're going to be good because this little white ledge will kind of help disguise if it's not perfectly lined up. And we're utilizing both of the pieces. That's why I like doing it this way, is I don't actually have to have a whole other piece of cardstock on the back. Okay. Just going to put our foam all the way around. Rochelle says now she needs that background stamp. I love that background stamp. It is one of my absolute favorites for tone on tone or the text. The text is good too. I don't know which one you mean. I love both of them. If I've used it, I love it. And I tend to use the same ones over and over again. All right. We are just going to take this now. Pop that right in place. Oh, I did not clean up my acetate that was not straight like I did on my other one. Let me do that real fast because that does not look good. There we go. All right, everybody. Here is that same card design. Here's the original. Very summery, happy, any day, every day kind of card. And here is that same card, all my favorite go-to techniques, but made in a holiday version. So definitely drop me a note. Let me know kind of if you like this style of video, if you like seeing where I make more than one card, I guess, during a video. Sherry says shaker card. I'm not doing shakers today, but I just showed the acetate used in this way, which I particularly like it used for the window instead, because I feel like instead there is a die cut that coordinates with the sentiments in this stamp set. But if you stamp it on a separate piece of paper, even vellum, it's going to really hinder the look of your scene. But I love the look of text right over top your card. So acetate is a wonderful, wonderful medium for that. Oh, you guys, thank you so much. Amy says, question, I missed the first part of the video. How long does it take the white ink to dry? If you're talking the white stays on, it dries really quickly. Mine is dry now. If it's the white pigment, it's going to take a little bit longer. you want to use a StazOn, a solvent ink on acetate. Mine dries really quick. I also try not to keep my ink pads super juicy. The wetter you run, you have to be kind of careful. If your ink pad is too juicy, it's a lot of ink and it can take a little bit longer to dry, although I don't have too much trouble with that. I suppose it probably depends on the humidity in your area. But if it's too dry, then it doesn't get a good impression. So I try to just re-ink it when I notice it needs it, but try not to go too much, if that makes sense. And I definitely have gotten too much on there before. Oh my gosh, thank you so much, Rachel. That's so sweet of you. Love the holiday one. I knew you guys were going to love that holiday one. Loved it. Rochelle says she needs this white StazOn. You totally do. I have had this white StazOn ink pad. I do re-ink it, but I've had this literally for years. I love it. It's my favorite. And if you want to stamp on acetate or vellum and you don't like there is heat resistant acetate. I don't particularly love it. I have used it. I do like stamping and embossing on vellum, but you know, sometimes it can curl up a little bit. StazOn, it is amazing. It gives you fantastic results. Laura says she's in the 70s club too, so happy birthday to Lorraine. I love that. Oh my gosh, you guys, thank you. I'm so glad you loved the video today. Barbara says, question, does the StazOn damage clear stamps? I don't really know the answer to that. I know that there are some people that won't use it because of that. I clean my stamps right away, and it isn't like I'm using it every time I use that stamp, if that makes sense. So I have so many stamps, I figure I'm just going to use it if that's what I want to do. But I personally have never had it ruin any stamps. But I cannot say that it never would, but I haven't had it ruin anything. Okay, did I miss anybody else's questions? Let's see. Laura says that blue might be her favorite. I knew you guys were going to love that one. When I pulled that blue cardstock out, I was like, oh, I love it so much. It's going to be good. Sometimes I get excited about those things too. Okay, make all the cards, Jay Anders says. That's hilarious. Okay, you guys, so don't forget. Number one, if you love Halloween like I do, the Craftoween box from Spellbinders is now available everywhere. Spellbinders website. I know our retailers, our favorite retailers, have also had it for a while. You might even have it in your hot little hands. I know several of you here do. But if you're interested, I do have a link down below. I will have videos for every day of this, all 13 days. So excited about this. Definitely come hang out with me next Friday. We will be using Halloween products from the Pretty Pink Posh release that drops next week. I'm so excited about that as well. It's going to be so much fun. And then I haven't finalized the next week, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to be live using new Pink and Main products. So that's kind of the breakdown of how August is looking so far. I'm super excited to still be crafting up all of the things as usual. Oh, let's see. Joy says, where did the Santa hat come from? It came from, and it's down in the description, the Village Snowman set. So this was a set last year, I'm pretty sure, from Simon Says Stamp. But if you have other little Santa hats or stocking hats in your stash, definitely shop your stash. See what you have, see what might work. Okay, you guys, I will see you guys all next Friday for another live. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you next time. Bye, everyone. The supplies used in today's video are listed and linked below the video here on YouTube. Here is another project that you might be interested in. Please remember to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell to never miss a new live video. Thank you so much for joining me today, and we'll catch you next time.